Oh, there we are. I see. When you see yourself on the camera, you're there. Shout out. You're in the Yee area right now. MC Yee Connected Radio, the Yee area. We're here with the very beautiful Breezy from L is for Lupus. Hey, Keek the Sneak. I see you just tuned in saying hi. That's my word. Can you come in here, please? I'd love for you to come in here.
Love that.
This is the spaceship. We need to get
Keek
Keek.
this.
So Breezy's here to talk about the event she's having, and it is Miami Nights. Mm-hmm. So for all the people out there who don't know who you are, let them know who you are and where you're from. Just act like you're talking to Keek, but talk to him there. Okay.
Hey, Keek the Snake. I'm Bryanna on the beat, Breezy. Hey, y'all. This is my third year back on your show talking about this event, so I feel like it's pretty. I got to switch it up with you because I'm always telling people my name's Bryanna. I do what I wanna.
Who are listening tonight could be different from the people who listened last year.
True.
And the year before. So do what makes you comfortable, because guess what? This is our house tonight.
I always tell you I love coming on here because it feels like home.
Nice.
I feel very relaxed and at ease here.
Thank you. That's what I go for. And you do know about the big little jar. So if we use the word little in anything that we do, we have to tax the jar. So
heck no, I don't use that word. I'm all about making big moves out here. Even if it's the smallest little project, I always think about it as going 100% in, making it big. Never look at yourself as you're a small individual.
And that's the name of your moves. Yeah. So you're all big all the way around.
Yeah.
So Breezy is, where are you from?
I'm from here in Sacramento. Up and down the entire city. There's not one crack and crevices I don't know. I'm all about Sacramento. I live right now more close to Roseville, so a little bit more the outskirts of it. So I grew up in Antelope, so shout out to everybody in Antelope.
Yeah, I'm out in the Highlands, so I'm not far from there.
No, I have family out there. But I love Sacramento, really, and I'm trying to do more things out in Sacramento.
Absolutely.
We have a family venue in Rockland, so I try to spend a lot of my time helping my family. And
that's the chalet. It's the
chalet, yeah.
Chalet Event Center. Mm-hmm. Nice building for some event that you may have. Yeah. Please reach out to them and do let them know that you heard about it from Breezy or Bryanna or 360 Radio. Yeah. So we also have a special.
I'll take $360 off of your venue booking if you come to the Chalet Event Center and book your private party. We host events for 100 guests or more. We have smaller rooms available, but we are a special events, high profile and production company. So anything you need, catering, rental, service staff, bartenders, and a venue. We have multiple contracts with venues all over. Eden Gardens Event Center also added 2 more venues this year, so we're a huge production company that not only staffs but provides all the rentals and coordination as well. So
nice.
If you need anything events, you don't want to make big moves, you want to host something, a fashion show, anything, just hit me up and I'll connect you with the right resources. I'll even give you a game plan, a timeline of how to really successfully prepare for that and also work your magic through it because it takes a village. You can't do anything alone. It
does.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved in event planning?
My mom, if anyone knows me, they know that I'm the lupus advocate. So my mom was diagnosed with lupus in 2010, and she had a huge multi-million-dollar door business. Mm-hmm. Her whole family invested a lot into it for the longest time, but then she got diagnosed with lupus, and it almost took her life. So she had to put that on the back burner. Yeah, basically, we were on the verge. We went from basically riches to rags. We had everything we needed, and when she got diagnosed with her illness, she was on the verge of dying. And I say that with just a lot behind me because it was really a hard time for me. I was only about 12 years old when it happened.
I'm sure, yeah.
And I didn't. We could, help each other out. But basically, we couch surfing. I'm the youngest of 4 siblings, so my mother, she really tried her best to stay afloat, but her illness was keeping her down. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, she had to close her business, and we didn't work. So she was becoming dependent on the government assistance, and it was not enough for us to really prosper. I couldn't do anything, couldn't eat much, and it was really difficult. We actually were swap meet babies. I grew up in the Folsom Flea Market, I grew up in Denio's Flea Market, and we hustled hard. We started our own accessory business, which is still alive. So shout out to Protect at Denio's. My parents started their own auto accessory business, which has been alive for a while. But eventually, after she got back around, she mend from her lupus flare-up that almost took her out. About 3 or 4 years later, she was asked to help her best friend decorate. Dang, that item cost $10 and there's like 70 of them?
Right.
Or like that there's tables are how much to rent? The service staff cost how much?
So she's seeing an avenue.
She's seeing like
Yeah.
a whole spot. So then she just shifted all of her energy into helping her friend, and sky's the limit after that. We just really went all in and invested all of our money into rentals, and then she started managing Eden Gardens Event Center in Rockland.
Look who told you to have a good show, Breezy.
Thanks, Keek the Snake. Appreciate you.
Super dope. Thanks, Kate. Yeah. So Eden.
So she started, basically someone scouted her. They liked her work ethic, and they were just like, hey, how about you come manage this venue? And Mom's just like, I've never done this before in my life. So I was at college by the time.
So you were the one they asked to come work.
No, my mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay.
But my mom couldn't do it alone because
she needed your help.
She needed maintenance, she needed security, she needed servers, she needed dishwashers, she needed everything.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of people to do events.
She would come home late night and she was just so tired. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with you next time. And I've just never left her side. And from there, that was finish what I'm doing with this degree. I'm gonna just go all in with my mom, and we just started learning through the experiences through each booking, and then we just put every dollar that we put into the business right back into the business. And now we have over $1 million worth of inventory. We have decorations, props, backdrops. She's a florist, silk flowers, drapery, everything. And it came from a lot of sacrifice and a lot of just, doing good work, because you're not just working with people's once in a lifetime experiences. You're working with their hard-earned money that they've saved for a lifetime.
Right.
And it's a lot of pressure.
It needs to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Events knows that my mom is a phenomenal human being, and that if she says she's going to do something, she's going to over deliver. She's going to meet your expectations. And then sometimes like her battle with lupus would just totally drag her down, and the whole family had to step up. So now we're a fully invested company. My brother is the manager of the Chalet Event Center. My sister is the bar manager now. I am more of the special events and entertainment. And my mom is, she's taking care of herself now, and it's a blessing to see her work so hard to build this huge empire that all of our family members can be able to take from.
Right.
Too, and it's a victory story, really. It's her story. Her business is not just her becoming a successful business because she's so humble and nobody actually knows her face.
Right.
She doesn't post herself on her marketing page or
because that's not really her thing.
No, it's not. She's super behind the scenes. She's super coy. She's even like the color purple. Like I embodied that for her.
Right.
And she doesn't identify with her successes ever, and I love that about her. And she never brags. She's so humble and she's so sweet, and she'll always say yes to you no matter what, even if she's in pain. And I really admire that. I wish I can be happy.
I definitely am glad that you said that about the event center, because now I actually work in the Auburn Grass Valley area, and people do ask me for places like that all the time, so now that I know that it's like a family owned business.
Well, what are you doing on Sunday?
I'm actually going to the DC's concert in Oakland, but what time is your event?
You're probably not going to make it because it's at 5 to 10 p.m.
Well, I might be able to do the first hour and then leave to go to his show, because I think his show's at night.
If you can, it's going to be a really good show. I mean, this is my 5th annual All for Lupus Miami Nights. We host the biggest fashion show in Rockland, and we're going to host 200 guests, and it's a dinner, Latin themed everything, vibrant colors. We have a not only a designer showcase by Sacramento Fashion Week, we also invited 8 lupus patients,
Mm.
lupus warriors, to come in and get a full makeover by Article Consignment Boutique. I don't know if you know them.
Oh yeah,
in
I saw it on
Midtown.
your page today.
They're
I was hella
awesome.
jealous of that.
They have like basically like Chanel
I
necklaces
saw
and
all
designer
that.
everything.
I peeped it when you were
Yeah, I just
wearing it.
bought some new YSL boots, like brand new for like $150, and that's like a steal. So definitely good deals there.
Absolutely.
And they're sponsoring us. They're gonna do a whole makeover for lupus warriors, so they can feel beautiful and glamorized.
Did you know that October is National Women's Business Month?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
So we'll definitely have to
Set it
make this
too.
event pop even more.
Definitely.
Small, but we're big at the same time.
Yeah, that's the only time we can say like small or little.
Right,
So we're-
exactly. And then for people who purchase tickets to the Miami event, Miami Nights, what does that go towards? Is that going towards lupus?
Yeah, so when my mom was diagnosed with lupus, we didn't really have much means or anything, even sometimes money for food. So we started our own nonprofit, and we started it in 2016, and we host and we facilitate programs, support groups. We're going to have our next support group for lupus warriors October 7th, and we also do this is going to the hospital and you're having brain fog because of the steroids or the narcotics you're taking, and you really want to be very intentional about your visit because you waited 2-3 months out. So if you're on Medi-Cal, then you invite your BFF, your lupus BFF, and we go with you. And
they remember the things that
yes,
you may not.
We make a checklist of exactly what you need, whether it's papers for unemployment or some checkups, because when doctors see you, they can sometimes rush you and not really be empathetic, because it becomes kind of like a counseling center where you're like, I'm in pain, I don't know why. So we help you stay on that track. So we have a few programs available, and everything that we receive in donations go back to those programs. And we also have a pot where basically is a safety net if you need groceries, if you need help with transportation, if you need help with anything when it comes to your everyday living expenses, your essentials. In the past, food, gift certificates. I pay for their Ubers. We've picked up children before from their daycare. We've helped from daycare. We've helped with rent. We've helped with water, SMUD. So like the essentials that are pretty much going to keep you housed and safe. And we also want to be able to promote an environment where you're not going to be stressed. Because when there's stress, it also makes your
it worse.
illness worse.
Flares up. Yeah, and we were talking earlier before the show, and it was about how it is the holiday season now. So, of course, that's going to cause extra stress. That you already have something in place where you sponsor a family, for turkey and Thanksgiving meal. And I would love to partner with you on that. 360 would love to partner with you on that, as well as potentially a Christmas meal as well, or even a Christmas package, drive for gifts, that type of thing.
Yeah, there's actually a huge initiative right now going on for a toy drive. It's like a bunch of great leaders, and I can connect you to that. We can add to it. But I like us doing our own spinoff for the turkey drive. So basically, families that are, living with lupus, they can't cook for themselves. So what we'll do is we'll provide the entire meal for them. They can come by the Chalet Event Center and pick it up. Everything's all nice and warmed up, ready to go with paper plates and disposables. We've even hosted families that don't have a place to go to come to our event center and eat with us too.
Yeah, that's such a blessing.
So we can definitely open up a special event between us and heighten that and let people know. And if you guys need a space or need that support, whether $5, $10, $50, $100, $1,000 if you'd like. We have a fund in need auction that's going to happen at Miami Nights. This is where people in the audience are going to ask, can't do this without the community support.
Right.
We don't have that rich uncle or that big corporation that's funding us. We are self-sustaining, and thankfully we have a lot of internal decorations and rentals in the venue that can be able to support the event. But what happens after the event? We can't help a lot of families if we don't have a lot of means. So we need a lot of people to come up and say, hey, I know somebody with lupus. I know how hard it is for someone with lupus to go to work. I know my friend with lupus, she can't even get out of bed, and she's been struggling for a long time. So I hear a lot of that. I hear a lot of I know somebody with lupus, and a part of me is like, yes, you're aware, but also people with lupus don't look sick. And my heart goes out to that because it's hard to get out of bed some days. And I've seen it for so many years with my mom, and I feel like people desensitize themselves.
They judge it, yeah.
But they for kind of just make it seem like it's a regular thing for them. Like, oh, they're sick again, that's fine. People with lupus, people with any autoimmune illness can go down and they can stay down.
Yeah.
So we want to treat it every single time, whether it feels small or somebody may downplay it. They may just be downplaying to spare you,
right.
Spare themselves to have to deal with telling people. So a lot of people out here are suffering in silence, and I already know it, and we want to do our part, and I'm doing my part to advocate. I have my lupus butterfly up here in the cup. I wear purple all the time. I'm doing my part, and it's a hereditary illness. I could pass it forward to my children one day, and you can develop it through not taking care of yourself, by smoking, by drinking, by stress, being in toxic relationships. So I'm all about setting the bar and telling people put your L up. L means hold on, pause for a cause. And
right.
Mind you, my hand's a little fractured right now and I'm healing, but I can still put my hand up and say, no, we're good. We're going to hold off on that right now. And I'm going to learn to say no, I'm good. And, just put your boundaries up and put yourself in a position to take care of yourself. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and it's very much a luxury to take care of yourself. Coming from 2 months of a fractured hand, your right hand, I couldn't do everyday living skills.
Yeah, you're totally slowed down, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, it was an adjustment, a very humbling experience for
me.
Well,
thank you to everybody that helped her. I'm sure you've had a lot of help.
Shout out to my boyfriend, Julian.
Yes. I was super able to connect you with Black C from RBL Posse, and how I had him throw up the L for you, and
that was a great event.
He did a great shot too, because he's always so down to help.
They're
and
coming out again.
Really?
Yeah, I heard them being promoted on the radio.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
He just won a car show. He won Best in Show. He's just the greatest guy.
I've been recently getting into car shows. I just went to my first car show. It was Cars and Coffee, and it was so cool. Everybody was traveling from the Bay Area, coming all the way out, and
Cars and Coffee is a great event.
I like Cars and Coffee. Yes. Shout out to them, and thank you for adopting me. Really, their colors are purple, and they let me have a booth there and to promote Miami Nights, and they're trying to come out there to Miami Nights too. But we're doing a lot for Miami Nights.
What I would like to invite you to, and this is on me, I am hosting on the 30th of November. So if you're free, we have live art, we have music performances. This is called Together Live Music and Art Show. It's all ages. It will be free entry, and we definitely need people with booths, awareness, organizations like yours to show the community what it is that we're doing. It's going to be in South Sacramento, and this is just something that the guys Boulevard Connect pretty much hit me up. That's Mello the Man and Young L. Young for Life. He came in and asked for me to host that event. So I'll be hosting that on the 30th of November. And of course, we do have the Rock the Mic, which is All Things Indie Showcase now.
Yeah.
We're going to be having our 14th anniversary show. That's that will be that's going to be November 2nd. Terrence Keith is the star of that, and Taji D will be one of November 2nd.
Okay, it's coming up.
Yeah, it'll be in South Sacramento.
Can't believe it's October already.
Pretty much, right? Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees. It should not be October.
Why is it so hot outside still?
It's global warming. My mom told me for years, global warming. I was like, it's not.
How is your mom,
What
by
are
the
you
way?
talking about? Well, I haven't been able to see them because it's been so hot, and my
Yeah.
parents refused to bump the air up above or underneath 85. And I'm like, I can't, unless it's an emergency, I can't come chill with y'all. You know what it is, and I feel guilty every time because she always says that they don't want to break it because it's an older AC unit.
Yeah, those
And I
old
know that they're
houses.
worried about that because they want to make sure money to give me when I guilt.
They're so thoughtful.
I carry
you can't be
around
mad at them.
all
They're
the
stuck in their
time.
ways. You can't change parents, you know.
I know. My dad was like, "We're gonna order you one for your room, so you have your own air conditioner in your room, because they don't get cold or hot like me. They're like, it's as long as you don't move around, you're fine. I'm all, don't move around.
Now it's cooling down, so then, the holidays are a great time to go and hang out with your parents and your family. And
Yes,
stuff.
and then I get to go view. I won a photo session of me and my fur babies because of what happened with my initial first fur baby, how he was abducted.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They read that story, and it's called Bokeh, Bokeh, fine pet photography, and then they also do a portrait that they paint of the one that we picked. So I'm going to go.
Is it Bokeh?
Yes,
so
it's
they're
in
awesome.
Roseville. Yeah,
they donated to the foundation too. We're gonna have a silent auction. There were not so silent auction because I'm gonna raise a lot of noise about our prizes. So I called it a not so silent auction. But one of those is a bouquet portrait. Yeah,
that's
they're really nice.
That's who I went and sat with the two cats, and my cats turned into super hellions when I got in there. They were like not cooperating with like all the shit, and I have like cat hair just. So we're gonna see if they work their magic. Because I was stressed the fuck out. Not their fault. They provided a great environment. It was trying to wrangle two felines is what it was.
Oh, wow.
So
I have 5 dogs.
Sheesh.
And I can't imagine taking pictures with them. Maybe
Dogs is way easier than cats too, bro. Those cats are like, you think I'm going to do what you tell me to do? Like, that is exactly what I'm not going to
boss.
do. Right, exactly.
Whatever you want.
That part.
I'm going to do it opposite.
So does your mom willingly take help from you, or do you find that
having a really big flare up, she starts to think to herself, maybe you were right, or maybe I should start juicing, or maybe I should take those vitamins. And when she does, I just like embrace it. I don't make her feel bad about it, and just like try to be there when she does start to want to do those things for herself, as you should anybody, right? You can't force anyone to do anything for themselves, especially when they're not ready.
Right.
Because they're always going to make excuses, and eventually you'll just be that little annoying voice in their head that's nagging on them.
Dissuade them from trying to ask for help.
Yeah, and you're like the younger daughter, or you're the child. You shouldn't be telling your parents what to do. And yeah, it started to hurt me to push them so hard where it wasn't going anywhere. So I felt like I was pushing a brick wall, and eventually I was getting bruises, and I was getting sad, and I felt defeated. So then I just kind of stopped.
Got to flip the perspective.
Yeah, I just started to embrace that and lessen the wall. I tried to break her wall down, and eventually life did it for her, and she is now in a better place where she can be softer. Business, right? You don't have a lot of support. You wind up doing a lot of things on your own. You wind up wearing a lot of hats, and that's where I empathize with her. And I'm like, I know you're doing a lot, and if you were to take the time for yourself, it might just dismantle something else. So I'm also just very patient with her, and let her, sometimes work as a part of like a self-care aspect too.
Yeah.
It keeps you busy mentally. It keeps you distracted. And, I see that being like a tool in her pocket that she maybe not do that, and they're wind up staying in bed, or
right.
Once you're still, you don't know how to get out of that rut. So she never gets herself there. And I love that. But it's also kind of toxic for me because I'm like very much a go-getter like her. And I push myself very hard.
Almost too hard sometimes.
Yeah. The first ever like event for Miami Nights, I had just started DJing, and shout out to DJ Eddie Z for giving me lessons and putting me under his
What
wing.
a great
and,
teacher.
Yeah, he taught me. He set up my computer and everything, and he was a great teacher. And I knew that, with the right equipment and, learning how to MC. I was in banquets naturally with, the events. The first ever Havana Nights, which was Miami Nights, was Havana Nights. It was like a classic lowrider car show / very, cigar-based, old-style Havana Night, which was 5 years ago. I was the server, I was the MC, I was the DJ, I danced at it. I was probably every single thing. I set up the decorations, I set up the tables. I was doing way too much. Way too much in a way that I was so defeated at the end of it. I didn't even fundraise as much as it needed. I didn't even break even. I was in the hole with it. And I realized that, man, I need to trust other people. I need to hire a dancer even if I love to dance. I need to hire another DJ even if I want to DJ. I need to have a banquet captain even if I know what's exactly the details of the food menu and everything. I need to make sure everybody's in not being everything. So I transitioned my DJ career into a coordinating career, and now that's what I've been doing ever since. And that's why I feel like this Miami Nights is going to be a huge test because I have a huge team behind me. I have my mother, I have Dwayne with Sacramento Fashion Week, I have the Chalet, I have an AV guy, I have 1025 coming in that's DJing. People that I've always imagined and dreamt to work with, I'm now working with.
Yeah, that's the best part.
I used to reach out to them all the time and I'm like, hey, when are we going to work together? When do we get to work together? And I planted those seeds, and I'm so thankful that all of these people are,
Station, baby.
it works.
It does, and I try to tell people that a lot.
A lot of prayer went into Miami Nights. So this Miami Nights, and every year gets harder though. Not the aspect of the event, but it's hard because my mom gets worse and worse every year.
Oh gosh.
So it's more of like, is this? There's always that fear of losing your loved one that you're working so hard with.
Right.
And she's in chemotherapy right now, and she's very weak. And this is the reason I do what I do. And just to think of, so I put so much into it to make sure it's a success.
Special, yeah.
And she sees that, and I'm using this energy and this pain really to like provide a purpose for lupus warriors, for people that are also going through this, for caregivers out here, for families and children and husbands and people that are battling something in their household that they can't go out and talk about.
Right.
And this is like a retreat. This is like going to Miami for the day. We're going to have live paint artists, dancers there. We have DJs, the whole presentation, the whole 9 yards. You're not going to find a better event out here. So passionate. We're
dope.
invested.
Yeah.
It's colorful and it's vibrant. It's a vacation just for the day. Just for 5 hours, and it's all for a good cause. All the money's gonna go right back into lupus warriors and helping their families and like the programs we want to do for the turkey. We gotta buy all that, right?
Right.
I want to help. I want to do the toy drive. Sometimes you don't get donations. Sometimes you have to go out and buy the toys yourself.
Exactly. And
So,
sometimes that's what it takes as a small business, as a self-funded business. So let's let the people out there know how to get tickets to the event and how to find you, and any shout outs or thank yous or anything you want before you get out of here.
shout out to you for having me on. This is my third time coming on here and talking about Miami Nights. I'm really,
Yes.
It's like, okay, I'm going to hit her up. And
it's like family now.
then, yeah.
I got to come to a Miami Nights.
Yeah, I'm going to get to a day that you can come through.
Yes, for sure.
But if you'd like to help our Fund a Need goal and donate anything you can, visit www.lforlupus.com and go under the tab for Miami Nights. You'll see all the information there. And then as far as the tickets, use 360 Radio for 30% off your tickets.
See?
And make sure that you put everything in all caps, and you can get those tickets in our Instagram bio, L4 Lupus. If you want to show your support and saw that we'd love for you to join the fight that we have and know that we support you too and yours. And yeah, just anybody that's ever supported the foundation, this is a family-owned foundation and we're a family-owned business. So you're supporting so we want you to know that if you're out here battling an illness, you're not alone. And then there's people out here doing their part, and that's making it a point. And I don't get paid for this, and this is purely out of the labor of love.
Right.
I'm super fortunate to be able to channel all my resources into this and know that I have no inkling of stopping. I want to continue doing this. I want to be a voice for those that can't wake up and have it for themselves or don't want to talk about it, and I understand that too. So I say this with a lot of really.
And I will put the Lupus Foundation in my bio, so you guys can, I'll put the website in my bio for the month of October. Also, as you know, we have a special going on with Sundance Audio right now. So we have it's 35% off for the month of October if you mention 360 Radio. Sundance is over off Sunrise. Make sure you go over, see Zach. See, that's car tint, security systems, marine lighting, but the sound. Car audio.
Cool.
So, and this is like a veteran-owned, also family-owned business. So please make sure you support them. But Breezy, it's always a pleasure to have you in the building, as well as Julian. You're special. You're welcome here anytime. And anything I've already said it, but I'm going to do it this year. We're going to get behind L for Lupus and get these holiday baskets together, as well as Sunday 10/6. Make sure you get to Miami Nights.
10 p.m. the Chalet Event Center, Miami Nights. You don't want to miss it. It's a tropical paradise. So you want to dress in vacation attire and come out and have a good time.
Well, much love. And much love to Royal, who was just here in the building. We have DJ Eddie Z in there in the control room, 916 Sackboy in the hall. We got the shooter here, Julian, in the corner. And Breezy, L for Lupus, much love. We appreciate you coming. We'll continue to push your line. And if you need us for anything, please do let us know. Go out there and support someone who has lupus, you guys. Learn more about and see early onset symptoms for lupus, so you guys know what to be aware of. So I'm going to get involved in this. So please keep your ears to the speakers. Mickey 360 Radio. Yee. I'm out, this son of a gun, and I'll see y'all at Miami Nights.
Heyo.
Wear your heels. Yee. Thank you.